my brother left me on red for about a week and then texted me this huge paragraph telling me that I discussed him. He actually accused me of being a Nazi because of who I voted for.
Wow. Welcome to modern America, my brother.
Yeah.
Jesus. I hate that for him. I hate that for you. I hate that for everybody, man. What up? What up? What up? This is John with the Dr. John Delony Show, coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, taking your calls from all over planet Earth about your mental and emotional health, your relationships, your marriages, your kids, whatever you got going on in your life. I'd love to have you on the show. Go to johndelony.com/ask, A-S-K, and fill out the form and type whatever you want to type in there. Short little statements, or Kelly loves to read long, like journal entries. Put whatever you got going on, put it in there, and Kelly and the gang will get you on the show, and we will pull up a seat together and figure out what's your next right move. Let's go out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and talk to Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
Hello.
What's up, dude?
This is insane. I'm a huge fan.
Well, thanks, man. I needed
one. I listen to you and I listen to Dave all the time.
Well, that's
on the way to work.
That's rad,
I'm
man.
at work. Yeah. So I'm calling because, my brother, we haven't talked in a little bit, and a couple weeks ago I texted him to reach out, tell him that we needed to get in touch, and he left me on red for about a week and then texted me this huge paragraph back, basically telling me that I discussed him and that he actually accused me of being a Nazi because of who I voted for.
Wow. Welcome to modern America, my brother.
Yeah.
Jesus. I hate that for him. I hate that for you. I hate that for everybody, man. Jeez.
Yeah.
How long, this is just a personal question. How long has your relationship been iffy? Is it just this thing? Has it always been a little bit back and forth, a little bit sketchy here and there?
Well, I feel like ever since he decided to go up to college and I decided to stay at home, and then after I graduated, I got married. We just haven't really been in touch because then he decided to start living up where his college is after he graduated, and he lives there full time now, which is like 2 hours away. So I don't really get to see him. But it's never been like this. Like our relationship consisted of I send him a funny meme, we talk afterwards, and then we just don't talk for a couple of days, and then wash, rinse, repeat. And he just stopped responding to the stuff I've been sending him for a couple weeks, and then I texted him, and then he dumped all this on me.
Yeah. So I'm my opinion, or my lived experience, if you will, sitting down with folks from all over the place, is evolving. And I thought for the last 4 or 5 years, especially since COVID, right, that COVID, politics, voting for Democrat, voting Republican, voting super, super far left, super far right, super woke, super anti-woke, whatever. I thought those things were dividing up families. And I mean, it's at epidemic proportions, the number of parents who've cut their kids off, the number of adult children who've cut their parents off, and vice versa, right? Mm-hmm. But now my opinion is evolving in that these things simply exposed really thin and already fractured or shallow relationships to begin with. And that's why just wondering, like, I guess it doesn't surprise me that your relationship was mostly via text, mostly via funny memes and some back and forth, which is basically just like a kind of a head nod, right? When you're walking down a hallway of a high school and you see your buddies, you might shove one of your buddies or give them a hug or say what's up. But there's all those people that are just like in your class, you know, and you kind of just like flick your head up at them, you know, just raise an eyebrow to them. And I think that's actually the issue. And then you get these moments of that feel like big severance, but really they're just revealing how big the cracks actually were. Man, so how can I help? I hate this for you, dude. I hate this for everybody. How can I help you, man?
I guess I'm just looking for what the next right thing to do would be, because after he sent me these texts, I tried to tell him, like, I'll never let politics divide my family, and then we had a phone call a couple days later, and it also didn't end well because all he wanted to do was debate me on politics, and I was just like, I don't want to have this conversation. Like, I want to talk to my brother and see why he thinks this is more important than our family.
Yeah. How old's your brother?
He's 24, and I'm 21, about to turn 22.
Okay. I guess the reality is that everybody I know is anxious right now. There's just chaos and uncertainty everywhere. And this isn't a political statement. There is a sense of chaos and turmoil that allows leaders to kind of do what they want to do underneath the chaos and turmoil, right? It's kind of like a look over here and kind of waving the flag over here so that I can go do whatever it is I think I want to do over on the other side, right? I guess if there's any sort of peace I can give you is that at 24 years old, I was literally the smartest person who ever lived. Ever. I knew everything at 24. And then at 28, I started to realize how much I didn't know, which then made me double down on everything I know at 24. And then all of it came crumbling down at about 35. And I've been trying to crawl out of it all since, right? All that to say is, you saying I'm not going to let my family be divided over politics is important, but it misses the big picture, which is your brother will. He does want to divide his family up over politics. And I guess in a weird way, I want to honor what he feels right now. He thinks you're evil. He thinks you're insane.
Yeah.
And when somebody thinks you're evil, somebody thinks you're insane, coming at them with facts and data, often the literature tells me that coming at somebody with facts and data actually further entrenches them in their position. So if somebody's very Democrat or very Republican and somebody sits down and says, okay, but here's the actual economic data that counters their argument, or here's the actual accomplishments of either side, here's the data, it actually further entrenches them in their position. Because their position was never about facts and figures. It's about connection. It's about belonging. It's about team. It's about tribe.
Yeah.
Right? And so the only way I've ever seen anybody successful in reuniting a relationship that way is, number one, to grieve the loss of your brother as he is right now. It's just heartbreaking, man. And that's the only thing you can control right here is your grief. Just be sad. I miss my brother. He's my older brother, dude. And my older brother thinks I'm evil. And I don't think I am.
Yeah.
And then following up with nothing more than connectivity. And what I mean by that, here's like some simple things, is to shoot him a text message, or even go one step further and write him a letter and put it in a mailbox. But just let him know, and make it short. But just say, hey, I've had a couple of days, a week or so to reflect on our conversation. I need you to hear me say, I love you and I miss you. And I'm glad you're my older brother. And that be really the gist of it. And maybe send him pictures of you and your wife, send him pictures of you and your kids, and let him stay unread, because you can't control whether he reads them. You can't control whether he writes you back long, rambly, whatevers. You can't impact any of that. All you can impact is, hey, you have another tribe over here that's not giving up on you.
Yeah.
And that's it. And there's something so powerless about this. You know what I mean? It feels so powerless. But that I don't know any other thing to do in these moments. And except to continue to offer olive branches and extensions of, I'm still here and I love you.
Yeah.
And then I guess there's one other thing you can do, which is, man, I hate how we throw around the word Nazi here because it's just such an egregious, awful evil, and we just throw it around over here. And that just tells me people didn't pay attention in history class, or our history classes were so washed over that we don't really know like true history. But it's to be reflective. Is there anything he has said to you in your arguments or whatever that you're like, you know what, he may have a point there? Or maybe I chose what I thought was the best of two bad options, or maybe I am equally entrenched on my side. Like, is there moments of reflection? I always love to go to the mirror when people are really upset with me or when they really don't like a stance I've taken on something, and at least ask myself, like, am I pretty firm on this? Am I right on this? But other than that, there's not a lot you can do, which is so sad. I wish I had another word for it. It's just sad, man. What's your wife think about it all?
Well, actually, I wanted to talk about that. She's, how you say, she is the passionate one when it comes to defending her husband. And whenever she heard about this, she took it upon herself to send him a text message.
Oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey.
I talked to her afterwards.
You got to ride or die, dude. And I love that. I love that. If somebody's mean to my wife, I will learn what I did wrong in jail. I get that. I get that sentiment. And also, it never makes anything better. It never makes anything better, right?
It also didn't help the fact that we just found out she's pregnant. So, like, her emotions are at an all-time high right now.
Okay, Ryan, that's just between you and me. Never say that sentence out loud ever.
Well, she's actually right beside me.
No, I know.
Tell you that.
I know. I'm totally playing. I know. Yeah, pregnancy is a time. I love that she wants to defend you, and we need more marriages like that. I love it, and it's easier. This is going to be hard to say because this is the pot talking to the kettle here. It is easier to go out and hit somebody, to lash out on a loved one's behalf, than it is to hold their hand in deep grief and sadness.
Yeah.
That emotional response that's beneath the physical response is so hard. And that's what we need to have right here, is her to be able to put her hand on your arm and to hold your hand, and y'all just be sad that big older brother, a guy who could be a great, cool uncle, is caught up in a tribe, man, and he is burning everybody down around him. And my heart breaks for that guy, because I've been that guy. I've been that guy on multiple different issues and topics, and it's exhausting and it's tiring and it's so, so lonely, because these hills that we die on are often very, very shallow and very hollow.
Yeah.
Right? There's just so few William Wallace moments in the world, and media and politicians do an amazing job of getting us to believe that every hill is a William Wallace moment, and they're just not. Right?
Yeah.
So, man, I'm sorry, dude. But I think the double down here is on connection and on relationship and on, hey, I want to say thank you for letting me hear your heart. And you're carrying a lot right now, and you're my big older brother. By the way, you're about to be an uncle. And just for whatever it's worth, I love you. And I'm glad you're my big brother. And it's cool to watch you be really passionate about something. And let that be it. And what you want is, in a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you want your brother to have a trail of his younger brother, his new nephew, his sister-in-law never giving up on him. And for everybody out there, I know how hard this is. I know this from personal experience. The fights during COVID, the wars inside families over politics, blown up friendships, blown up marriages, blown up parent-child relationships. All of it, man. I am there with everybody listening. And I'm telling you right now, in the ash of all of this, we're going to look around and we're going to realize how thin and fake these tribes were. These people don't care about us. They don't. They don't. But our brothers and sisters do. And they will. Our friends will. Our church communities will. Our neighbors will, if we will continue to stare down the flames of all this stuff and continue to say, I see you and I love you. And Ryan, that's going to mean there's going to be some sad nights and some lonely nights. One other thing I would recommend for you to do is to write your brother a long letter, get it all out of your body and your system. And in this letter, there's 3 parts to it. There's the, hey, I miss you. There's the anger. Hey, who do you think you are? Call me a Nazi, dude. You want to talk about, and you can get all of your facts and figures and call out his stance and his side, all that. And then the third one is, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to love you. You're my brother. I'm going to continue to stand here amidst your silence, amidst your accusations, and I'm going to be reflective. And if I'm wrong, if my positions need to change, awesome. I'm going to be that kind of guy. And also, whenever the smoke clears and the fires that are going on inside your heart and in your spirit and in your mind and in your soul, I'm going to be right here. I'll never have left you. And by the way, for everybody listening, the 5 most incredible words in the English language, to me, that denotes a wise person, the sentence somebody can say that makes me go, I trust that person and they are wise, is I changed my mind. That's 4 words. So Kelly, maybe edit this out or don't. That's cool. She's just shaking her head. No. I changed my mind. Because why else would you listen to a podcast? Why else would you read books? Why else would you get new information, have conversations with buddies? Why would you just read the same book over and over when you already know the ending? We do those things so we can learn new things, so we can go, I was wrong. I changed my mind. The 4 most powerful, wise words. And so when somebody you love calls you out hard, at least exhale for a second, look in the mirror and say, do they have a point? Are they right? And if so, I'm going to say those words, I changed my mind. And then I'm going to go about doing the next right thing. Thanks for being brave and calling, Ryan. You're not alone, brother. Millions of Americans, millions and millions of families are in the same mess you're in, dude, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I'm in it too. But I'm grateful for you. And dude, hug your wife tight because you got to ride or die. And also, don't blow each other's family up via text. When we come back, a woman asks how to fix her relationship with her son who rejects her new partner. All right, I've been telling you about Cozy Earth's bamboo sheets and their pajamas and their towel sets for a long time now. They give you that kind of comfort that makes coming home from a long day out in the wild or a long day at a chaotic workplace a reason to exhale and celebrate. And now as the weather's getting cooler, Cozy Earth is introducing soft wash cotton sheets. I love them. And I love sleeping on cotton sheets in the fall and the winter. Amazing cotton sheets give you that perfect broken-in feel that your favorite t-shirt gives you after years of wear. But Cozy Earth's new cotton sheets feel this way right out of the package. They're breathable, cozy, and they make you feel at home like you've had them for years, but in the best kind of way. And listen, as always, Cozy Earth's new soft wash cotton sheets come with a 100-night sleep trial. Try them out, and if you don't love them, you can return them hassle-free. Trust me, you're not going to want to. You owe it to yourself to try out Cozy Earth's new soft wash cotton sheets. I can't tell you. They're amazing. They're amazing. Go to CozyEarth.com/Delony, and because Cozy feels even better with a surprise, when you spend $250 and you use code Delony, they're going to hook you up with a free jogger set with your order. By the way, their jogger sets are awesome. That's Cozy, C-O-Z-Y, CozyEarth.com/Delony and code Delony for a free jogger set. Home isn't just where you live, it's also how you feel. Let's go home with Cozy Earth. All right, take 2 seconds, and hit the subscribe button. I have a huge YouTube goal, and I'm trying to hit it, and I can't do it by myself. For everybody watching the reels, everybody listening to the show, take 2 seconds, hit the subscribe button. If you don't have a YouTube account, just take a knee before the techno overlords and create an account real quick. Hit the subscribe button. Wherever you listen to it on podcast, hit the subscribe button. It makes such a huge difference across the board. Let's go out to Hartford, Connecticut, and talk to Daisy. What up, Daisy?
Yes.
How are you, lady?
I'm well. How are you today, Dr. John?
I'm doing, just call me John. That's what my mama named me. I'm doing great. What's up?
Good. Well, I hope you can help me with a conflict that's in my life.
I'll do my best. What's going on?
All right. My son totally rejects the partner who I'm with and who I've been with for the last couple of years. He wants nothing to do with him. And I've written letters. I've talked to him face to face. I've begged, pleaded, and cried to say, would you please get to know him? You have a preconceived notion of who he is, and he's not that person.
How old's your son?
He's 30, just got married a month ago.
Okay. How,
and
where's your son's dad, birth dad?
In Florida.
Okay. Tell me about that relationship.
Well, we were divorced about 15 years ago. I've been with another person after our divorce, probably for about 9 years. And here's where the conflict comes in. The person that I was with happens to be my new partner's best friend, or was my new partner's best friend. And all my son knows is, what a crumb. You don't do that to a friend. However, he won't listen to the story that this person, my ex-boyfriend, cheated on me in the house that he was living in, which was my house, at a remote location.
Man. So your boy has just watched mama get hurt over and over again, hasn't he?
Well, yes, I guess, but we used to be very, very tight.
Yeah.
And now that he's married, I sidestepped away because that's his wife is his number one person in his life, and I understand that. But I've zigged and zagged, trying to have a relationship, and my partner now feels extremely disrespected because there are no consequences for his rude behavior. I don't want to lose him.
I mean, my impulse here, and it may be wrong, my impulse here is that your new partner doesn't get a vote in your relationship with your adult son. What kind of rude behavior are we talking about here?
He needed his birth certificate for a marriage license. I said, well, I'll call him Dan. Dan, come on over, but Dave is here. And he goes, okay. Dave gets up to shake Dan's hand, and he just walks right away. But yet I will give him his birth certificate, and there are no consequences. And I was steaming when that happened, obviously, and talked to him afterwards, and he just shuts me down. And
I mean, he's 30 years old. What kind of consequences? Are you going to spank him? Like, what kind of consequences are you thinking of?
Consequences as, I'll do anything for him, such as as I said, just got married. Was there a bankroll for that? Absolutely. And my partner was not invited to the wedding, and he felt very dissed over that. And my son just wanted his parents there. And he felt very excluded.
Yeah, tell him to get over himself, to be honest. I mean, here's the thing. The problem here is your relationship with your son, not your new boyfriend's feelings. Is your new boyfriend 50, 55? How old is he?
55.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would want there to be some big happily ever after moment, leave it to Beaver moment. And like, I would be sad about that if I was him. And also, I would understand this guy's been through a lot. This guy didn't know me. And right now, he's not interested in getting to know me. But walking around being butthurt, like, I should have got invited to. Fair, fine. But I mean, for real, I don't know, dude. I'm way more worried about you and your son's relationship.
Okay.
And you have to ask yourself the question. A, is my son's relationship, me and my son, is our relationship together, is it worth, let me put it this way. Is my relationship with this new boyfriend, is it worth severing ties with my son? Or can you and your new boyfriend have a grown-up conversation that says, yeah, he's struggling a lot. He saw my first marriage with his birth dad go south. He rallied and tried to connect with this other guy I was with for a decade and is just kind of out on it all right now.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all can do that. Or you can talk about, consequences, whatever. And by the way, you don't have to bankroll stuff. You don't have to do these things. You got to give him his birth certificate, right? But other than that, like, you don't have to pay for stuff. And so that's you asking yourself these questions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want to. And you know, with the pending possibility of grandchildren in the future, I want to be in those kids' life, and I want to be in his life. For an example, went to brunch with him on Saturday and his wife, and had a real nice time. Got home and basically he knew about it. I told him I was going, and it was as though I was being punished for having that relationship. Because, thanks for the invite. I'm like, of course you're not going to get an invitation.
This boyfriend's a baby. Tell him to get over himself.
Okay.
Like, he should be really happy that his mom has a relationship with her adult son.
Mm-hmm.
And should be sad that he's not included, but go watch a football game, dude. Go for a jog. You know, you know what I mean? And here's the thing.
Right.
If he's fully invested in you, then he's going to want you to have a close, connected relationship with your children, period. Because they come first.
Okay.
Second, he has to know, man, first dad, 15 years. Second stepdad, 9 years. I've got to prove over time that I'm all in on this 30-year-old man's mother. I'm going to love her. I'm going to honor her. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. I'll be pissed off, fine. I'll be mad, fine. But I don't know this kid. And when my girlfriend goes and has a nice brunch with her new daughter-in-law and her son, I'll be happy for them. Good for them. You get what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying, and you know what? His reaction to this, it's like he should come first. He should always come first. A relationship between two people, you don't break that bond, but the bond is I can't stop loving my kids.
And anyone who marries somebody who has children knows those kids are really important.
Very important.
And just crossing your arms and going, I'm taking my ball and going home. And good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's the thing. I applaud your new boyfriend. I applaud him for trying to shake his hand. I applaud him for trying to reach out. That's the right, mature thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But your 30-year-old's not 12. He's 30.
Right.
And so now you have a relationship between two strangers, two grown men.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is hooking up with my mom. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's going to be some delicate balance to that. Now, if your son was on the phone, I would probably tell him to get over himself. But he's not, right? He's not. And I guess if anybody else, I want to tell you, you're not crazy for continuing to love your son and going to breakfast with. I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you for getting to know this new daughter-in-law. I'm proud of your son for not cutting you off. And just as a guy, I'm kind of with your son. You don't You don't date your best friends. I don't care how long, right? You just don't do that. But
Yeah,
I mean, that's an old
he's a
guy
scumbag.
code, and that's just ego and whatever. But I don't know. I have a little bit of
we were
recess in
we
me.
were great friends before. I mean, nothing inappropriate. And
I know. I'm just acting like a fifth grader right now. I'm just acting like recess, right? In the old days. I don't think they have recess anymore, but back in the old days when they let us get out of the classroom every once in a while, like there's just a code on the schoolyard, right? You just don't do that. But I get it. And I'm asking everybody to be mature. But at the end of the day, I don't think the problem right now is your 30-year-old son. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think he drew a boundary and said, Mom, I love you, and I want to be in your life, and I want you in my life. I want you in my new marriage. I want you with my grandkids when they come along. I don't want this other man in my life right now.
Right.
And
do you think that it will ever smooth over, and over time will he? I mean, at 30 years old, you know everything. Of
course you do. You know how smart I was at 30? I was the smartest guy who ever lived. The only person smarter than me at 30 was me at 25.
Mm-hmm.
And the only smarter guy than that was me at 22. I knew everything at 22. Right?
Absolutely.
So I think the older I'm getting, the dumber I'm realizing I actually am. But like, here's if your new boyfriend wants a relationship with him, it's going to come slow. It's going to come over time, and it's going to come through emotional maturity.
Okay.
And that means he has to recognize I am number 3 in a long line of men who have hurt this young man's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that. And I wish I was included. I wish I was a part of this stuff, but I'm not right now. So his relationship is not with this 30-year-old, it's with you.
Mm-hmm.
And so if this is important to you, which it should be, he should celebrate that. You having a great breakfast with your son is not some zero. It doesn't take anything away from him. He needs to be happy that his girlfriend is happy.
Thank you.
Is that fair?
Good words. Those are good words.
Okay. And he gets to be sad too. I would be bummed out. I'm such a people pleaser. I don't like it when anyone doesn't like me, much less this woman's like fame. I would get that. I get that. He gets to be sad, but he doesn't take it on you. He doesn't take it out on this 30-year-old man. Right?
Absolutely. And it's difficult in the sense that his 2 sons, which are the same age as my 2 sons, have embraced me.
Great.
So it makes it makes it harder for me, or more embarrassing, or
no.
And I don't.
You don't need to own any of it. Don't own any of it because you can't own any of it because none of it's about you.
Mm-hmm.
You choosing to be embarrassed over this is a choice to be. It's a strange thing to say, but it's a choice to be miserable in the present. His 2 boys have embraced you. Awesome. Your son's not there yet. Awesome. It is what it is. What it is. And if both of y'all sit around wishing reality was different than it is, you're just choosing to be miserable together on the couch.
Right.
Life's too short, man.
Right.
You can grieve it. You can be sad about it. You as this young man's mother can say, can I say 2 kind things that this man did for me recently? And your son may say, I don't want to hear it. Or he might go, go. You get 2 things, go. And you just say it, and then that's it. But if you're always calling your 30-year-old son saying, he's really heartbroken that you didn't invite him, or I think you should have, then your son's walls, his boundaries are going to get thicker and taller and more reinforced. The softening will happen when he sees this story I've made up about this man isn't totally true. The story I've made up about this man has some cracks in it, and this man loves my mom. And this man supports her joy, and right now her main source of joy is her son, his new marriage, and one day being a grandparent. And that's just grown-ups acting like grown-ups, period. So thanks for the call, sister. I wish it was different, but it's not. And I think choosing to live in reality and then choosing to be emotionally mature is the path forward. Thank you so much for the call, sister. We come back. A woman asks how to break her addiction to sugar. Yikes. We talk a lot on this show about boundaries, things like emotional boundaries, relational boundaries, financial boundaries. But there's one boundary that nobody talks about. And I should talk about it more, and I don't, so I'm doing it right now. Boundaries around your digital life. Right now, your personal information, things like your phone number, your address, even where your kids go to school, is sitting on countless websites that you've never heard of. You didn't give them permission to have this information. They took it, and it's out there. And let's be honest, this is not just an annoyance. It's a violation. It creates this constant hum of anxiety in the background of our lives, knowing that every decision we make is being tracked by somebody that we don't even know about. That's why I use Delete Me. Delete Me goes after the data brokers and the people finder sites that collect and resell your information without your permission. Delete Me tracks down your information and they remove it, and every few months they send you a report showing you exactly what they've done. Taking control of your digital life is about boundaries, and boundaries are about peace. So go to joindeleteme.com/Delony and use code Delony to get 20% off. That's join, Join, joindeleteme.com/Delony to save 20% off. All right, let's go about 5 hours south of Nashville to Huntsville, Alabama, and talk to Jasmine. What's up, Jasmine?
Hi, Dr. John. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How about you?
Just vibing.
Just vibing. What's up?
So I have sort of self-diagnosed myself.
Hey, just starting this conversation that way is so great.
Thank you.
I love it.
So I've self-diagnosed myself with an addiction to sugar, which I've probably had for a while, but it hasn't really bothered me until recently. So my question is, what do I need to really understand to finally break the habit? You know, because logically I understand that I should not be eating sugary, chocolatey snacks after every time I eat.
Why not?
But because so many reasons. It makes my blood sugar crash. I feel bad afterwards. Diabetes runs in my family. So many reasons that I know I should not be eating it after every single time, but I do it.
Is it delicious?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh man, there's so much here, and you're talking to a fellow addict. I'm not self-diagnosed. I'm for real. I think the first thing I want to address here is the story you've made up about addiction. Okay. Mm-hmm. And underneath that story, this compulsion, this insatiable feeling, whenever we label it an addiction, it's a strange thing, but it gives us an extra tiny sliver of permission.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I have a thing. And so I want to move that aside for a minute. Now, addiction is very, very real. Make no mistake, right? Make no mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I've sat with people who are in recovery for my whole career. I get that. But I want to get to the story beneath it. What does a delicious... What's your drug of choice? Mine is gummy candy. Actually, mine is anything. There were Oreos on the counter last night, and I just crushed some. What is your drug of choice?
I mean, I love anything chocolatey, brown butter brownies, chocolate chip cookies, chocolate covered anything.
Okay.
All day.
Okay. And are you struggling with your weight?
No, I'm definitely not struggling with my weight. I work out 3 times a week. I'm active. I walk every day. Health wise, I'm doing good.
So why is this a story you've chosen to tell yourself? You're fit, you're healthy, you're doing well, mm-hmm. You're in absolutely no, you have no chance of getting diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
other than spending a ton of time on social media and listening to nonsensical, uninformed, dangerous influencer after influencer after influencer saying white sugar is the worst, and if you struggle, all that nonsense. The most compelling data from the top scientists in the space, not influencers, but scientists, have convinced me, and this is going to get me electrocuted via the internets, that there really is no bad food. What gets bad is when we start beating ourselves up and starting to get into our lovability, our self-worth, we make up negative stories about ourselves that become part of our identity. And then we start saying things like, I can't. And I'm addicted. I'm hooked. I can't stop. Which starts a cascade of behaviors that, to cover up that feeling of shame and sadness and exhaustion and frustration, you know what makes that go away? More junk food, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it just gets into the cycle, right? So, have you struggled with disordered eating in the past?
No, I mean, not at all.
Okay.
I think what gets me though is I'll look, I'm at the grocery store, I'll buy it and I say, I'm going to make this last for this amount of days, this amount of weeks. And then when it doesn't, I'm like, I have no willpower, over myself. And it's sort of, I'm like, I don't like that feeling.
That's so awesome. You and me are exactly the same. This is so great. So this is what we do. We surround ourselves with really, really sharp knives all around our bodies, our face, our heads, and we put them 1 inch from our face. And then we sneeze and we stab ourselves and we blame ourselves for sneezing, right?
Yeah.
The ecosystem has been the challenge.
Okay.
Right? So and I'm poking at you, but I'm also being very serious. I think the biggest issue here is the story you've told yourself, which is you're weak, you have a character defect, you don't care about your body, you don't care about your health, you're less than somehow. And that is influencer drivel nonsense. Okay? Sounds like you're taking care of your health and you want to have some candy or a delicious butter or whatever, super atomic brownie. Great. Okay? When it becomes detrimental, the true definition of addiction is a behavior that has a known detrimental cost and we continue to do it anyway. It's a compulsion towards. A reward, a treat, something delicious isn't an addiction.
Okay.
Now, where you run into bigger issues is if you have relationship challenges, if you have spiritual challenges, if you've got other health issues, if you've got fears or anxieties about money, about work, about any bigger topic things, everything can become a Xanax. Okay? And so for me, I don't have a clinical, and I'm going back on what I said here, my clinical diagnostics are different. I do struggle with anxiety, and I am clinically diagnosed with OCD. I've got some of these things that when I get uncomfortable, if I surround myself with any number of things, I'm going to reach there and grab it. And that will let me avoid doing the thing that I need to do. Okay. So if you actually want to stop eating sugar, which I'm not recommending, but if you want to stop doing I'm trying to think of the right word. If you want to stop avoiding hard things in your life or uncomfortable moments in your life, and your drug of choice right now is sugar. Sometimes for me it's work. Sometimes for me it's actually exercise. Sometimes for me it is junk food. Sometimes for me it is silence and it can be any number of things for all of us, okay? There's 3 things you can do, okay? And these are, you can do them together, you can do them in individuals, but this is just kind of the order of importance here, okay? The first thing you can do is clear your environment out. If you don't have junk food in your house, you won't eat it. And so the actual triggering event is at the grocery store, not in your house.
Okay.
Okay. And so one of my rules of thumb is I don't ever fall off the wagon. I will park the wagon, climb off of it, and roll around in the mud for a while. And then get back on the wagon. Okay?
Okay.
But demonizing Oreos, demonizing brownies as though they're some kind of evil thing, it just sets up, and I could get all nerdy, but I won't. It sets up for lack of better words, I know there's a clinical thing, but it sets up a compulsion. Right?
Yeah.
You can't. Versus I get to. I get all this delicious, awesome food here. Man, I'm really feeling nervous about my money situation. I'm going to sit down and look at the actual reality of my money. I'm going to actually sit down and look at my budget. I haven't slept because I've been scrolling 2 hours before bed for the last 4 years. I'm going to get the phone out of you see what I'm saying? It's these upriver behaviors. And if the junk food's not there, then you can't just mindlessly go after it. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is look for the triggering event. What is that thing? So do you know that? When do you find yourself grabbing it more and more? When you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're lonely? When do you do it?
Oh, when I'm applying for jobs.
Ooh, tell me about that.
I've been unemployed, I think, for a month and 2 days at this point, and I've worked since I was 15, so I am in a good financial position. I'm not worried about money at all, but it's the fact that I don't have a job right now, I think.
Are you finding yourself increasingly grabbing more and more junk food?
Oh, yes, because I'm home all day.
Okay. So do you see how the problem here isn't your lack of willpower and your weakness in this evil food?
Mm-hmm.
The challenge is the alarms in your body are starting to sound.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's our purpose? We have a lot of unintentional time on our hands now.
Mm-hmm.
You might say, I'm not worried about money at all, but there's a little tiny engine somewhere in the back of your brain that's like, hey. This is 1 month, this is 2 months, and then you start scrolling a little bit more, and it's like, the economy's collapsing, the dollar's going, right? And it's just like, hey, right?
Yeah.
And you know what makes all that go away? Another brownie. It just does.
It's so good, too.
It's so good, right? And so the bigger challenges for me are, what if you went and found just a regular old run-of-the-mill 4-hour-a-day job, part-time job, Starbucks, Walmart, Burger King, I don't care.
Okay.
And you might say that's beneath me. I'm an attorney. I'm suggesting to go do a thing to keep your body active and movement and aimed towards some tiny little purpose.
Okay.
The second thing is begin the night before on a note card. You don't need a fancy app, but a note card that just says, here's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And commit to one thing. I will keep my promise to myself about tomorrow. I'm going to get up at this time. I'm going to exercise. I won't touch my phone until 9 o'clock in the morning. I will apply for 3 jobs or 5 jobs or 10 jobs, and then I will turn off the screens and I will go for a walk. I'll go to a soup kitchen and work for 2 hours. I'm going to go walk a dog. I'm going to go work 4 hours you get what I'm saying? It's about refilling that unintentional time with intention. And none of that is as fun or as easy as just grab another brownie. It's just not. It's all the things I'm telling you are awful and miserable, okay?
Yeah.
Here's the next thing. This is called the smallest tiny action. I got this from Michael Easter, and it's been magic in my own life, okay? For you, the smallest tiny action is not putting it in the grocery store. Not putting it in your basket in the grocery store.
Mm.
It's making a rule. I don't go inside into the gas station.
Mm.
I don't go in the door. And that way you take away, it's kind of like if you're like a true alcoholic, you can't go to bars anymore. Right?
Yeah.
And so what's the smallest tiny action? Here's a couple in my life. When my alarm goes off in the morning, I have to get up. I have to get up right then. I have to put both feet on the floor. Otherwise, I will sit there. I'll grab my phone. I'll check the Astros score. They lose all the time. I will then check the Rangers score. They lose more, so I'm happy. And then I will find myself literally an hour later down some weird rabbit hole. And so my rule is, when the alarm goes off, I have to put my feet on the floor and stand up and get out of my bed. And for whatever reason, that starts a positive cascade towards all the things that I said I was going to do that day.
Mm.
But saying, I'm not going to scroll, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to, man, that is a lot. Willpower is finite. Like, that's a lot that's a crummy way to start a day, other than my alarm goes off, I'm going to get up. And then here's the last one. This is from the great Anna Lemke. She's the addiction guru out of Stanford Medical School. If you want to read an amazing book, read Dopamine Nation. It's one of the best books of the last decade. If you're a nerd like me, it's a masterpiece of a book. And the book starts with a long chapter on masturbation. So some people get stuck in it. They're like, what? But read the book. It's just world class. It's amazing. But she recommends a white knuckle 30-day fast. Don't do it for 30 days. Don't try to make peace with it. Don't try to have it in the cabinet, but only get it after 4 o'clock. Go 30 days with nothing. And whether that's a rubber band that you pop, whether it's keeping a small journal next to you. I got mine right down here. Look at this. If you're watching this on YouTube, I literally have it right here. I'm carrying it right next to me. It's right on the floor in the studio, right by my feet. But I make little tally marks in it. Here's a behavior I wanted to do, and I'm not doing it. I felt it, but I'm not going to do it. And it's a way to acknowledge to my body, oh, you want to do a thing, but we're not going to do that for 30 days. And what you will find over 30 days is the craving incredibly subsides. Can you get addicted to sugar? Probably yes. I think more so you get addicted to the numbing behavior, but I don't want to, it's an academic discussion. It's a thing in your life that you wish was different. Cool. But I'm way more concerned with the stories you tell yourself. I think in the long run, that's more damaging than the brownie. Walking around feeling like I'm not enough. I'm not good. I'm not worth it. I'm a failure. I can't even go 30 days without whatever the story you want to tell yourself is. And in a weird way, when you change your story about yourself, I get to feel great today. I get to have a healthy breakfast today. I get to go to the gym today. Some of these numbing behaviors kind of just roll off. Or when you find yourself with 3 extra hours a night because you've committed, I leave my phone in the car. Or I just deleted all social media apps off my phone right now. Except for LinkedIn, I'm looking for a job. Then you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have anything going on. I'm going to call a friend. I'm going to go hang out with some people. I'm going to go grab some chips and queso. I'm going to go hang out with whatever. You start to fill your life up with things that actually make your body feel whole, feel good. And man, you just don't feel that same burning desire to just hammer an entire pizza. And if you do hammer a pizza, do it with intention. Do it with a smile on your face and get up the next day and get back after it. In all, you're worth being loved, and you're worth telling yourself good stories. And you're worth doing the work to do the next right thing. Look for the smallest tiny action as far upriver as possible and pay special attention to the triggering events. And every once in a while, just crush a good brownie. We'll be right back. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. All right, here's the truth. I have great friends, I got a strong faith, and I have an amazing wife and a family. I'm also kind of a nerd, and I got 2 PhDs worth of information about how to be well and whole, right? And yet, there have been critically important times in my life, several of these times over the years, that I've had to go spend time with a great therapist, and that time with a therapist has made all the difference for me in my emotional health, my mental health, and my relationships. The right therapist can change everything. And this month, my friends at BetterHelp are shining the spotlight on the therapists. These are the people who truly make the world a better place. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the largest online therapy provider on the planet. They've served over 5 million people globally, and they have over 1.7 million client reviews and an average rating of 4.9 out of 5. BetterHelp works. It's totally online, and it's easy to fit into your schedule. To get started, you just answer a few simple questions, and they're going to connect you with a licensed therapist who will fit you and your needs. If it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. This month, we celebrate the therapists who have helped millions take a step forward. And if you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start you on that journey. Visit BetterHelp.com/Delony to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Delony. All right, Kelly, something awesome happened. What is it?
All right. So you may remember back in 2023, we had a call from Elizabeth in Roanoke, Virginia. She was the one that was addicted to pot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she was doing her 30 days. You asked her to do 30 days and then 60 days. So she sent in an update.
Okay.
We haven't heard from her in about a year. So last time we heard from her, she'd had a baby girl.
Yep.
Well, she emailed and she said, since the last email I sent you in 2023 to share the arrival of my gorgeous daughter, I've also added an adorable son.
Yep.
I have remained sober since I quit after talking to Dr. Delony, and it's been the best thing I ever did. Stopping using marijuana has opened up my life to being a mother, which, although very exhausting with 2 under 2.5, has brought me the most immense joy and satisfaction. My tolerance for frustration has skyrocketed, and my depression has basically disappeared. I can't believe how far I've come in the last 3 years, and it's all because of the leap of faith I took to believe that sobriety was better than using.
Yeah, dude. Congratulations. Elizabeth's awesome, dude.
Yeah, and she sent a picture. She asked us not to use it.
Sure.
But they're adorable.
That's amazing.
Absolutely adorable.
Dude, that's so cool. Congratulations. If you are struggling with addiction, go see somebody. Go talk to somebody. And some things like alcohol, if you've been struggling for a long, long time, you just go cold turkey, it can be really not good for you health-wise. It can kill you. So sit with somebody, talk to somebody. But if you're struggling with marijuana, you're struggling with sugar like the last call, whatever, man, taking those 30-day fasts, those 60-day fasts, and beginning to feel feelings. And joy and pain are on the same switch. Beginning to feel the good stuff and feel the discomfort and the anxiousness, and begin to backfill that with habits you're worth having, like going for a walk, like exercising, like laughter, like creating kids. That's a fun distraction. Like doing awesome things, man. What a great, great letter. Thanks for sharing that one, Kelly. That one's good. Elizabeth, I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you. Everybody, love well and go do the next right thing. Talk to you soon.